Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 6 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 6 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter multiply and divide decimals. The lessons we're going to cover today are multiply and divide decimals by power of 10, division with decimal quotients, and inequalities with decimal division. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Let's just start with the first lesson. So we've already started the chapter, we're already working on the lesson that is multiply and divide decimals. So we're going to learn what if you're going to multiply with the power of 10 and what you have to do if you're going to divide with the power of 10, right? So if you are going to multiply with the power of 10, for example, you have to do 0. 0.7 times 10, right? You have only one zero here. Count the number of zeros. When you are multiplying, you need to count the number of zeros. You have only one zero. You need to move decimal only one place left. So when you move one place left, it would be 0. 0.7 times 10, right? So in multiplication, you have to move the decimal point on the left. For example, you have the other one 0.245 times 100. Here you have two zeros. That means you need to move decimal point two places left. So it would be from here to here. So the correct option is 24.5. So keep this very important point in your mind when you are multiplying with the powers of 10. You need to count the number of zeros, right? For example, you have two zeros. That means you need to move decimal. You need to move the decimal point two places right. Got it? You need to move decimal point two places right. Got it? When multiplication, you have to move decimal point on the right. And when dividing, you need to do the same thing, but you have to move the decimal point left. For example, you have 7.5 divided by 10. You have only one zero. You need to move decimal point one place left. So you move from here to here, it would be 0.75. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the practice questions. So here I am on the lesson multiplying and divide decimals by powers of 10. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, the first one is divide 20,824 divided by 100. You don't need to divide actually, right? You just have to follow the rules. So the rule is 100 have two zeros, right? That means you're dividing, so you need to move left two places decimal, right? So here in this one, 20,000 20,824 decimal point is here. You need to move two places left, so it would be moved from here to here. So it is 208.24, right? You don't have to actually divide, you just have to use these rules to find the answer. So the correct option is 208.24. Option number one is the correct option. So the correct option is 208.24. Option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, the next one is multiply 8.1 times 10. So you don't have to actually multiply like divide. You just have to count the number of zeros. You have only one zero, right? And you are multiplying. So when you are multiplying, the decimal moves on the right, and when you are dividing, the decimal moves on the left, right? So 8.1 divided by 10 is 8.1, right? So you need to move decimal point one place, right? So it is 81. The correct option is 81. Okay, no one is answering the questions I'm asking. That's why I think the correct option is 81 dollars. 81, right? Okay, the next one is 5,349.38 divided by 12. So which is the correct option? One, 2, 3. Think and then answer. So the correct option is you need to move, you are dividing by 10. 10 has only one zero. So you need to move decimal point one place left because you are dividing. So decimal point is already here. You need to move one point left. So when you move, it is in between 4 and 9. So that would be 553.938. So the last option is the correct option, right? Why no one is answering? That is 54.938. Okay, the next one is 9.37 divided by 100. So which is the correct option? 100 have two zeros, right? That means you need to move decimal point. You need to move decimal point two places left, right? But you have to move 2 point. You have only one here, right? So for another one, you can add an extra zero and move decimal from here to here. So it would be 0.0957. Very good. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? If you don't have another place, so just add an extra zero. So that is 0.0957 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 100 times 0.7, which is the correct option. So you are multiplying, right? You need to move decimal point two places, right? You have 0.7. So you have to move two places, right? You have only one. Just add an extra zero and move decimal. So it would be then 70. The correct option is 70. Got it? Okay, the next one is you have to do 5.8 divided by 10, which is the correct option. The correct option is yes, that is 0.58. You need to move decimal point one place left. Got it? Okay, the next one is 10 times 0.7, which is the correct option. Your 10 has only one zero, right? So you need to move decimal point one place, right? Because when you're multiplying, keep this very important point in your mind for for with decimals, right? If you're multiplying with the decimal value with the power of 10, you need to move decimal point right side, right? And when you are dividing, you have to move decimal point on the left side. So the correct option is 7. Very good. Okay, the next one is 10 divided by 13,133.97 divided by 10, which is the correct option. So the correct option is you need to move decimal point two places left. So when you move left, decimal point is already here. You need to move two places left, so it will be moved from here. So it is 131.3397, right? So which is the correct option? The correct option is the last one, right? The last option is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today, right? The next lesson is division with decimal quotients, right? So what you have to do if you have a quotient with decimal, right? Quotient means the number you are dividing with, right? So if the quotient is decimal, you can see here for the example is 7561 divided by 0.8. This is the divisor. 7561 divided by 0.8. So 7561 is the dividend, right? And 0.8 is the divisor. That is the number you are going to divide with. You are going to divide by, that is 0.8. Okay, so what you have to do if you have a decimal point, if your divisor have a decimal point, right? Okay, so just look at the how many decimal places do we have? Only one decimal place, right? What you have to do, you have to move both divisor and dividend one place, right? Because you have right after decimal you have one decimal place, so you have to remove that decimal. What you have to do, move both divisor and dividend one place, right? So when you move one place right, you don't have any zero here. That means you need to do 5, you need to do 75,610. And also when you move it from here to here, it would be just an 8. Now you have two simple numbers to divide. Just divide them. 75. Yeah, using simple division method, just divide them. Right? So what you have to do if you have the divisor with the decimal point, just count the decimal points right after the decimal, right? And move both the divisor and dividend, the places right you have, right? Let's just divide 33,365 by 0.4. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, you have only one decimal place right after decimal, right? After decimal, you have only one digit, right? That means you can move both the digits one place right, right? So when you move one place right, you have decimal point over here, you need to move one place right. That means you have to add 0. It would be 33650 and it would be then 4. So now simply divide 33,650 by 4, like you simple divide, right? 4 times 8 is 32. So you have 133 minus 32 is 1. Bring next digit down. That would be 8 times 4 times 4 is 16. Now the next digit down, the next digit is 5. So you can do for 4 times 1 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Now bring the 0 down. 4 times 2 is 8. Here you have to just put a decimal point and 0 over here, and 4 times 5 is 20. So the correct option is 8412.5. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? So the concept is you just have to count the decimal points after the divisor, and then for both numerator and denominator you need to move the same number of. Okay, the next example is 465 divided by 0 0.8. So you have only one decimal place right after decimal, right? 465 divided by, you have only one decimal place. So just remove the decimal. For both the divisor and dividend, move decimal places one place, right? So it will be 4,650 divided by 8. You have to move decimal point from here to here. So from here you need to move one place right, so add 10. So that is 4,650 divided by 8. Now you can divide the simple like you divide the whole numbers, right? 8 times 5 is 40. 46 minus 46, bring 5 down. 8 times 9 is 63. 65 minus 30 is 63 is 2, bring 0 down. 8 times 2 is 16, so 16, 20 minus 16 is 4. Now put a decimal point over here and 0 over here. 8 times 5 is 40. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 592.5. The correct option 500. 8 times 5 is 40. Oh, we can go for 8 times 9 is not 63. Let me just divide again. I did a mistake here in dividing, right? Let's just do this one again. Okay, that is 4,650 divided by 8. 8 times 5 is 40. So 46 minus 40 is 6. Now bring the next digit down, that is 5. So we can go for 8 times 8 is 64. 65 minus 64 is 1, bring 0 down. So 8 times 1 is 8, minus you have to put decimal here and 0 here. So 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 2 is 16, and you have 4, then 8 times 5 is 20, 40. So the correct option is 581.25, right? The correct option is 581.25. Option number 1 is the correct option. Alazar, do you have any question? Okay, the next one is divide. Give the exact answer right as decimal. Okay, so you have to divide 1493 by 0.5, right? So to remove the decimal from the divisor, you need to move for both for both the decimal and divisor and dividend 1 point, right? Right? 1493 divided by 0.4. 1400. Okay, so when you move one place right, so it would be 14,930 divided by 4. So let's just divide 14,930. 4 times 3 is 12. Now bring the 9 down. 4 times 4 is 16. 19 minus 16 is 3. Bring the other digit down, that is 4 times 8 is 32. So you have 1. Put decimal point. No, you have 0. 4 times 2 is 8. You don't need to put decimal here. 4 times 2 is 8. And 10 minus 2, now you can put decimal point over here and add 0. So 4 times 5 is 20. No one is dividing. No one is answering 4 times. Why don't you use your own notebook and start dividing when I am dividing? The correct option is 3,482 point. Again, I did. Oh, let me just divide again. 14,930 by 4. Okay, 4 times 3 is 12, right? So 12, 14 minus 12 is 2, bring 9 down. Okay, 4 times 7 is 28. We can go for 4 times 7. 29 minus 28 is 1, bring 3 down. 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 1, bring 0 down. 4 times 2 is 8. Put decimal point in 0. 4 times 5 is 20. So the correct option is 3,732.5. This isn't the correct option. That is 3,732.5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? Okay, 489 divided by 2.4. Okay, that is divided by 2.4. Okay, you have only one decimal place, right? So for both the divisor and dividend, move one place, right? So that would be 4,890 divided by 24, right? Now let's just divide. 24 times 2 is 48, right? Now bring 9 down. You are going to get another 0 down, so you have to 0 put here. 24 times 3 is 24 times 3 is 72, and 24 times 4 is 96. So we can go for 24 times 3, that is 72. So here you have 24 times 3 is 72. So 10 minus 2 is 8, and 8 minus 18 you have, right? Now put a decimal point over here and 0 over here. So you have to divide 24 by 180. So 180 divided by 24. So you can go for 24 times 7, right? So 24 times 7 is 168. So 10 minus 8 is 2, 9, 7 minus 1. So then again add a 0. So 24 times 5 is 120. So the correct option is 203.75, right? So the correct option is 203.75. Option number 4 is the correct option. Got it? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. So device division with decimal questions is also very easy. Got it? Okay, the next lesson is inequalities with decimal division. That is the last lesson from this chapter. Inequalities with decimal division. So basically, you need to see if you divide them, which sign makes the statement true, right? On the other side, you have both the numbers, that is 13.2 divided by 4.0, right? So just divide and let's see what is the answer, right? So you have 13.2 divided by 4. Move for both the digits, move decimal one place, right? Because they both have one decimal value. So move one decimal, so it would be 132 divided by 4. So when you divide 132.4, the correct option is 3.3. So obviously 4 is greater than 3.3. Okay, let's just start with the practice questions. Let's see how what we have to do. Okay, 17.6 divided by 8.8 or 17.6 divided by 8, which is the correct option. Let me just write it down on the board. 17.6 divided by 8.8, you have to compare it to 17.6 divided by 8. So here you have one decimal place. So for both the digits, you need to move one place, right? So it would be 176 divided by 88. So let's just divide 176.88 is 2. 176 is 2. Then you have 17.6 divided by 8. That is 2.2. So which is the correct option, greater or less? You have 2 and 2.2. So obviously 2 is less than 2.2. The correct option is 2 point less. 2 is less than 2.2. The correct option is less, right? Okay, the next one is 13.0 and 18 divided by 1.8. So which is the correct option? Okay, you have 13.0 and 18 divided by 1.8. 13.0 means that is 13, simply 13, right? And 18 divided by 1.8, right? So you have one decimal place here. That means for both the divisor and dividend, you need to move one place, right? So it is 180 divided by 18, that is obviously 10. So which is greater, 13 or 10? Yes, that is. So 13 is greater than 10. The correct option is greater. Okay, the next one is 8.0 and 2.5 divided by 4. Obviously 8 is greater, right? The correct option is 8 is greater than 2.5 divided by 4. Very good. Oh, the greatest, this is the sign of the greater one. I selected the wrong option. Oh, you have to move the decimal point, so it would be then 80 over 4. So yes, 8. What's wrong with this one? Oh, 8 is 8 divided by 2.5 it is. Sorry. And then you have to compare it to 4. I thought that is 2.5 divided by 4. So 8 divided by 2.5, yes, that would be then less than 4. Okay, the next one is which sign makes the statement true? 7.4 divided. Okay, let's just do it on board. 7.4 divided by 2.0, and you have to compare it to 14.4 divided by 4, right? Okay, I'm just using the calculator for to divide them both. 7.4 divided by 4, 1.85 it is. Sorry, 3.7 it is. And 3.6 it is. So which is the correct option? Yes, 3.7 is greater than 3.6. So the correct option is greater, right? So 3.7 is greater than 3.6. The second option is the correct one. Okay, the next one is you have to compare 6 and 9 divided by 1.5. So you have, this is simply 6, right? You have to compare 9 divided by 1.5. So you just when you remove decimal point from the decimal, you have to add move decimal in both divisor and divide in one place, right? So it will be then 90 divided by 15, right? And 90 divided by 15 is also 6. So they both are exactly equal. So 6 is equal to 6. The correct option is equal. Okay, the next one is which sign makes the statement true, which is the correct option? 13.3 divided by 7 and 10 divided by 4, which is the correct option? 13.3 divided by 7 is 1.9, right? And 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. So obviously 1.9 is less than 2.5, right? The correct option is less. 13.3 divided by 7 is 1.9 and 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. So that is less. The next one is 16.5 divided by 3.3 and 19.8 divided by 3. So which is the correct option? So which is the correct option? 16.5 divided by 3.3, that is 5, and 19.8 divided by 3. That is, so 5 is less than 6.6. The correct option is less. Yes, it is less. Very good. Okay, the next one is 5.6 divided by 2, and you have to compare it to 2.8. Which option is the correct one? 5.6 divided by 2, you have to compare it to 2.8. So 5.6 divided by 2 is also 2.8, right? So they both are exactly equal. The correct option is equal. Okay, you have to compare 6 and 11 divided by 2.2. So which is the correct option? 6 is greater than 11 divided by 2.2, right? The correct option is greater. Okay, the next one is 9.0 divided by 9 and 2.7 divided by 3. So which is the correct option? When you divide 9.0 by 9, the answer is 1, right? And when you divide 0.2.7 divided by 3, that is 0.9. So obviously 1 is greater than 0.9. Got it? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 5 math, grade 6 math. The chapter we're working on is multiply and divide decimals. And the lessons we have covered today are multiply and divide decimals by powers of 10, division with decimal quotients, and the one we just did is inequalities with decimal division. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. Or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So if you have any question related to the lessons we just did, you can ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Please ask questions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone. What? This was? I have a statement. This was?